Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Mindful Manis and Chats. In case you forgot, today we are going to be going over my nail care routine and basically everything I do to prep my nails before I do a manicure. I'm actually going to be showing me doing the process step by step, so I'm just here to get the video started. Before we start, I actually want to quickly mention a couple things. First is that I generally like to push back my cuticles with like a little orange wood stick about twice a week. I just oil them and push them back a little bit very gently. Obviously, I can't guarantee that this same process is going to give you the exact same results because body chemistry allows for these products to be absorbed by the body different ways. But at least in my experience, it lasts about a week or more. Anyway, that's enough yapping for now. Let's get into the footage.
Okay, so this is a manicure I will be starting off with. I will be removing this with 100% acetone. This is what it looks like after I remove it with acetone. The next step in the process is going to be using a cuticle remover to remove any of the dead cuticle on the corners and edges of my nails. I'm using the Blue Cross cuticle remover. I truly only do this step about once every couple months. I just keep an eye on the cuticle buildup and do it whenever it's necessary. I just rub it around with the orange wood stick and then very gently scrape off the dead cuticle after letting the cuticle remover sit on the nail plate for about a minute or so. And I will emphasize again, please do this very, very gently. I have damaged my nail plate sometimes, so I recommend going as slow and gently as possible. Also, because of the chemicals used in the cuticle remover, they can cause damage if it's not washed off properly. So please make sure that as soon as you gently scrape off all of that excess cuticle, to please wash your hands with soap and water to get rid of all of the residual chemical or cuticle remover that will be on your nail. Also, because it kind of exfoliates your nail plate so well, if you ever have like really crazy staining that you want to get off, using cuticle remover will help get off a lot of it. Now that we finished, I'll show a clip of what my nails look like after the cuticle remover. As you can see, they are a bit wider at the bases. Now that the cuticle remover is off, I'm going to go ahead and put some cuticle oil. I'm using the Shop NBM Cuticle Buddy, but any jojoba oil will do. I then use this, rub it in, and gently push back my cuticles with an orange wood stick. Now that the nails are oiled, I like to go in and use a glass nail file. I am using the one from Cuticle, and generally you want to swipe in one direction when you're filing your nails. I don't really do that a lot of the time, but apparently it helps keep your nails stronger. Also, it's important for a lot of people who don't know, you actually can wash your glass nail files. They're supposed to essentially last forever. Just rub them with some soap and water and scrape off all the excess dust and pat them dry, and you should be good. Also, if you're interested in the mat I was using, it's just the Glamour mat from twinkletea.com. Alright, so here's the finished look out in the sun after the remainder of the oil has been massaged in. In general, I like to push back my cuticles with an orange wood stick about twice a week. Alright, now I want to get into some of the base coats that I use. First up, we have Cuticle's Peely Base. I use this whenever I don't want to remove any heavily textured polish like flakies or glitter bombs, or even if I have a lot of stickers in a manicure as well. It is a water-based polish. It applies very clear, and generally you want to do very thin coats because it does take a while for it to dry if you use thicker coats. Next is Polish for Days Soft Focus base coat line. They have many different colors, and they're just supposed to essentially blur your visible nail line under your sheer polishes, and they do a really good job with that. But honestly, I use these even with opaque polishes because they adhere so well. You can also build them up into a full color kind of creme in 2 to 3 coats. I'm wearing the Lavender Ice shade, and it's really nice. I also wanted to mention Glisten & Glow's base coat, which is a sticky base coat. It's long lasting and it prevents stains very well. And now to showcase another one of my favorite Glisten and Glow products, I actually have to apply a textured polish to the nail first. In this case, I'm going to be swatching this glitter bomb of a polish. This is Holo Taco's Menchie the Cat. Okay, so you might have guessed the product I'm talking about is their glitter grabber. It is amazing for soaking up any of those textures that these types of polishes can make. You don't want to do too thin or too thick of a coat because it'll take a long time to dry. So just a nice medium coat will do you well. The top coat I will be using on this is Sally Hansen's Advanced Hard as Nails Strengthening Top Coat. I like this one because it's a bit on the thinner side than other quick dry top coats, but it dries super hard and super well very quickly. It also doesn't have a super strong smell or anything, and it also is pretty easy to apply, and as you can see, it soaked up any remaining texture from the polish. My overall favorite top coat though is from Glisten and Glow. It is basically the holy grail for top coats.
Alright everyone, I hope you guys learned something from the process that I do that maybe you didn't do in your own routine. Let me know what you guys do and how ours differ or are the same. I would love to know what everyone does to take care of their nails because it is so important. Not only because we're in this nail polish world, but also because our nails, just like any part of our body, are important and need to be taken care of. So having this little self-care routine is important for your nails, but also your mental well-being, things like that. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!